Good morning. Our hand today is going to be pocket tens. We are in the low jack position and we're first in, so we raise. Pocket tens, suitable. When we look at raise first in range from the low jack, this is it. This includes all of the expanded range. And currently I'm trying to increase my VPIP. I think overall I'm probably like at 12-13%, which is pretty damn tight. 13%, I would say, not around that 13%, upper 12s, low 14s at times. I'm trying to get that number up, so I'm adding in these expanded ranges. Also looking for spots to, 3-bet a little bit lighter. I think we've seen some of those where I've played like ace queen off yesterday when the hand charts don't say to play it. So this is, I think, a suitable range. We get 3-bet by Villain 8. Villain 8's playing 28-14. He's got a 4% total 3-bet range, so 31 out of 879. We've got over 2,000 hands on this player, too. So his mid-position stat looks like 3%, maybe 8% for the cutoff, 8% from the button. I'm sorry, 3 bets here. Set 3% from mid-position. He hasn't really had hands in the cutoff. He's got 5% on the button, 4% from small blind, 3% from big blind. He is capable of 3-betting, and based on the note tracker, we've got 3-bet range, queens plus, 8s of 10, so probably 8s plus. We've got suited aces. We've got some suited kings, ace offsuit, ace king, ace jack, queen jack. We've got like ace. I think ace 5 came in there as well. So, looking at the range, I'm going to say we're in kind of in mid position. I'm in mid position. He's going to be raising it here. Probably a slightly tighter range. So I'm going to go with something like this, including an ace 4, ace 5, because, I mean, if it popped up, he's aware of the removal effect. So that's 6%, which might be a little high, but we're going to go with it. And then we've got two callers. We've got the button and the villain. This is unusual for the button. He's playing 22, so he is definitely passive, not likely to raise. When we look at his pre-flop called 3-bet stat, we're looking at 17% from small blind, 50%, but these are all like couple hands, so yeah, this is 50%, but if he gets another opportunity and folds, it's down to 33%. So this is going to be tough. I think all we can do is really think about general population, and usually a player like this is going to be calling pocket pairs, looking to set mine. Occasionally he's going to be calling with suited connectors. It's debatable whether or not queens are in there. I think maybe we'll include ace jack, king queen off, and ace queen off. I think this player probably entirely pocket pairs. He's set mining with the occasional Broadway cards. This player's new player, he's in the big blind. I think that's a little bit different. I'm gonna give him all the same hands, but I'm gonna include suited connectors in here and a couple more of these aces. The offsuit aces basically, and the offsuit king queen, because I'm not sure what else he's gonna have. So we go to the river. I did call, so let's go back to the 10. So on this range we get called, and now we're going to be out of position. We're going to be in a 3-way pot. That sets up a situation where we could easily fold a large percentage of our hands, and we probably should be folding a large portion of our hands. What I will say is, in a situation, I think ace king, aces and kings are probably definitely going to be 4-betting here. We're going to be raising. Let's go back one more. Pot's 30, raise was 9. We should be probably raising it up to 30 right now. It's going to leave like 60 or so in these two ranges. Approximately, it's going to leave about 70 in this player's range. We're basically gearing up for a flop shove. I'm hesitant to do a queens. I think that's kind of, I think some people would say, yeah, go ahead with your queens, but based on this is a 10NL game. I just don't see very wide 3-betting range. If we're going to change it up, if this guy was 3-betting where it's at 8%, I'd probably go ahead and 4-bet the queens there, because it's looking like he is getting out of line with quite a bit, and it's probably doing it with like ace king, ace queen, ace jack, maybe even king queen. Makes it more likely that he has ace king. I think ace king I'm probably going to be 4-betting here, and probably ace queen suited as well. I think if anything, ace queen offsuit would be the 3-bet. Ace queen suited could be a call. Just because I think ace queen offsuit is going to be a little bit harder to play out of position. Ace queen suited is more likely to flop some flushes. So we're looking at those are probably the 4-bet range, along with the ace queen. And again, ace queens could be sometimes call, sometimes, and maybe even sometimes fold. Just kind of depends. We're getting six big blinds to call 30, so it's almost 5-1. So I think we are going. I'm going to be dumping these. Probably dumping all of those. King 10, queen 10. Not sure if I would do ace 9 and ace 8. We have blockers here, but versus 3 players, I think I'm leaning towards a fold. Same thing with like a king 10, queen 10. These are all hands that we could possibly go ahead and raise. I think I'm probably calling with something like that, and hope to connect. So 10s are in there. All right. So flop comes out 2, 3, 4. All rainbow. So if we think about it, it is unlikely to hit my range. It's unlikely to hit his range. If anything, we're going to have overpairs here. Would probably be the best hand, although we do have the possibility of like an ace 5. Here, villain 2, villain 4. Also possibility of pocket pairs. I think him more likely than villain 4. So yeah, we're losing to jacks, queens, kings, and aces. That is a total of 24 hand combinations. We're ahead of ace king, ace queen, although with the ace king, ace queen, they do have that backdoor, or I'm sorry, not the backdoor, the gut shot potential. So what do we do? Villain 4 is going to check. I think villain 4 is going to be checking everything in his range here. And then it's on us. I think we're going to be checking 100% of our range. I think here we are looking at, we do have we are somewhat vulnerable. This villain's going to be c-betting quite a bit. This looks like the villain that we played yesterday, or 2 days ago, where he's going to c-bet and then he's going to back off, but at 65 to 62, I don't know if he's going to be backing off a whole lot. So 65, 62, 63, he's going to, I think if he c-bets, he's probably going to fire again. So if he's got like ace, king, ace, queen, and a high card comes out, he's going to probably double barrel again. On the river, maybe even fire again. I think if I have an ace, you've got a gut shot. What I really call with a gut shot, I can't imagine, but people do. So I think for me, I'm going to be checking, and then I think we're probably just going to be check raising, maybe check raising straights, check raising sets. Just kind of depends on what else happens. I think if he bets and everyone else folds, we can check raise. I think straights and sets are definitely going to be check raising for value. I think all the overpairs are going to call, maybe even ace king, ace queen, hoping to catch that 5. The overpairs, I think that's where it comes in a little bit different. I think queens and jack, I think a lot of our overpairs are probably just going to be check calling here. I think with our check call, reason we're doing that is because we could be way behind to a higher overpair. I think if the turn comes like 10 or lower, I'm not sure if he's going to c-bet again, and that's going to be like a clue that maybe our pocket pair is going to be good. Definitely we're not going to be check raising top pair. I think I would check call with an overpair I think I'm check calling this top pair because we had the ace. So the OESD we're calling, the one card with the fives. I think some of the gut shots we're calling, so like sixes, I think we're calling again. Probably ace jack, ace 10 we're calling. Probably not the overcards. And I think with the ace jack, ace 10, we're going to pick those that have the backdoor straight draw. So we're going to probably just fold the club and call with the diamonds. It's a big pot, and again, it's just going to depend on how much he bets. If he bets 36, I think we're just going to get rid of those cards and say, you know what, it's not worth it. So he bets small, and I think he's going to be betting quite a bit here. We're going to include gut shots, and then with our overcards, we're going to include these 2-card backdoor flush draws. That's what's gonna, so we'll get rid of like ace queen, ace king offsuit. So I think he's going to be c-betting a lot. And then we get a call, villain 2 calls, and I think that's concerning because I really think that sets up just overpair in the set, along with maybe the open ender that has the pocket 5. So I'm not going to need to catch that because the overpair is already marked there. Gut shots part there. I think that's it. I think we're dealing with like an overpair plus for villain 2. I don't see him calling with any like offsuit overpairs. So at that point, we kind of have to think, are we ahead of him? More than likely. Let's get this. More than likely, because when we look at all his pairs, we're at 10s. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 combinations of pocket pairs that we beat. He's got 12 combinations of pocket pairs that beat us. And then there's one combination of 10s where we split. So at that point, he bets small. And this player bets small. He bets about a quarter pot, less than a quarter pot. Does that change what he has? No, not really. But is that going to change how we play it? Maybe. I think with this situation, we would be check raising straights and sets. I think we're check raising straights or sets, and I would expect overpairs to probably call. So that's 100% for value. I think we're going to be betting open-ended straight draw, check raising. Let's get this color coded so we can see the percentage. Actually, no, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to check. I think we're going to be straightforward here. We're going to check raise straights and sets. I think it's going to be hard for these individuals to kind of come up with bluffing ranges. But my read of these individuals is that they don't have any bluffing range, and I think they're all going to call with an overpair. So what's the point of getting it all in on a draw when we're going to need to hit that draw? So that, I think, is where we're looking at check raising. So check raising that. Everything else, I think we're going to call the overpair. I think we're going to call the top pair because we have that gut shot. We're going to have the open-ended straight draw. We're going to have, I think, gut shot 7-6 we're going to call, because if a 5 comes, I think aces are going to call down, and we're going to take it down. Same thing with the 6s. We're going to have to be careful with our aces. So we already have our overpair there. And then 2-card backdoor flush draws, I think we're going to do like ace jack, ace 10, maybe just as a call. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would do king, queen, king, jack, queen, jack. There. All right, so let's get this out. I think that's my calling range. Turns a 9, which doesn't change a whole lot. It does give villain 2 a chance to beat us, another chance to beat us. Now instead of that 30, we're down to 27 combos. 30, we're down to 24 combos that we beat, and now that we beat, and then we still have 15 combos that beat us now with those overpairs. So we check. Villain 8 bets, and he's betting small, about a quarter pot again. Why would he bet a quarter pot? Would he bet it a quarter pot with a straight? No, I don't think so. Would he do it with a set? No, I think he would probably go larger. I think an overpair could bet here, and I also think an overpair. I mean, unless he just connected and he's looking to get paid. I mean, you're drawing, if I have an ace, if I have a 5, I have some notes on him. Size down with third pair. Yeah. I think middle pair is checking here. I think we're looking at sets or overpair. Maybe even the straight. Straight could be looking at just trying to get called, hoping to get raised, something like that. I think that's a little less likely. Let's do that. There we go. We'll do 50% for that. And for the sets, we're going to do something maybe like 75%. So I think overpair, and even with the overpair, man, aces, kings, queens, he could be concerned that somebody else also has trips, and that could be why he's sizing down. Same thing with straights and sets, just kind of sizing down because trips could be out there. Might not want to chase people out, things like that. Villain 2 calls, and I think that's probably the most concerning. So now with Villain 2 calling, I have to assume it's a set or an overpair. I think 5, 6, 7s, and 8s have a reason to fold. I mean, he's not like overly loose, but he's definitely passive. And you can see when he's in position, he's probably less likely to fold. So let's see here. Yeah, limp called a 3-bet in early position with 3-2 of hearts. I think he's probably just calling. I think 5, 6, 7s, and 8s. Maybe he calls. Let's set that at 50%. There we go. Say 50% chance that he does that. I don't think it's just going to be an ace. And now it's on us. What do we look like? If we look at an overpair, let's just get that and say let's double check that I've got everything filtered here. Yep. Our 10s versus everything else, we're really behind because I think there's a good chance that he has an overpair. There's a good chance that he's hit trips. So this is a situation where it's just kind of based on feel. I folded here, which I think is probably a good fold given all of our given our hand. I think a set now we could easily raise, go for a check raise. Pot's big enough to where we could be getting called by all of the overpairs, but it's a tight fold. I'm going to tell you it's a tight fold, and I wouldn't do this against everyone, but I guess against 2 players, I think it's just with how the betting's going and the texture of the board, I think I'm behind. So I folded. I think my fold's correct based on our read. I think we're going to be behind, especially to this player and probably to Villain 8. Jack comes out. That's probably a bad card for us. Well, not really. It's not going to change. If we were behind already, we're still behind. So then Villain 8 checks. I think with Villain 8 checking, that leans more towards possibly an overpair. Yeah, possibly an overpair. Possibly, maybe he has 10s. I think straights are going to be betting unless he's hoping to get check. I'm sorry, not check raise. Unless he's hoping to check raise himself. Same thing with a set. Kind of expect him to continue. So I think he's looking at an overpair right there. Villain 2 bets. I think with him betting, it's a set or an overpair there with the queens. And again, you could see that set's going to be like 2 to 1. 2 to 1 for the set. This is definitely, 3 to 1 for the overpair. So let's see what he has. So he did have the set. Wow, he had jacks. So he hit his set. Was that in his range? Definitely. We had that in his range. What about villain 8? He had aces. He had that overpair. And that is right. We got the call. We made the reads. I told you there's something, this player especially, because he is such a tight passive player, that is just too likely that he has some sort of pocket pair in his hand, and that he's calling because he has either an overpair or he's hit trips at some point. What do I think of my play? Did I have any chance at winning this hand? I doubt it. Not with their hands. I think we lost the minimum. Could we have folded pre-flop? Yeah, but I think that would have been a really tight fold. We've got pocket tens. If a 10 came out on this flop, we're getting paid no matter what, and that's kind of why we're looking at it. All right, hopefully you enjoy this hand. If you do, look tomorrow for another one.